Hello. Oh, everyone's still connecting. That's okay. I feel like that's where my brain is at. It's like still trying to connect,
Mhm.
still trying
Oh.
to home. Yeah. Well, that's because I was supposed to be home yesterday. I'm really happy to be actually home now, but I was supposed to be home yesterday night, and uh right before my flight from Paris to Toronto, I got a text saying that my flight to Newfoundland was canceled because there was a storm. And then that when they scheduled it for 8 a.m. today. So I had like an unexpected hotel stay and I had to be up at like 5:30 to go to the airport again. So yeah, it went differently than how I planned, which is often how it goes. um, and it's all to say as well that I was supposed to have today to like, get back into it and like chill and sleep and do my newsletter. And like, I decided like showing up for class was a good thing to do. Um, but I'm not feeling as like, settled and uh, awake even as I would like to. So yeah, that's just what it is today. Um, it's the last day of January, which is nuts because partially I'm like, how did that happen?
It's not the
Um,
last day of January.
oh, it's the second last. It's just the last. Sorry. Thanks, Jackie. Tomorrow is the last day of January, but it's the last thing for free January. That's the accurate version of that sentence. That's where my brain that's where my brain was like, "Oh my god, this is so important because it's over basically." I mean, tomorrow you still have tomorrow to like, take advantage of all the recordings and things. Um but yeah, essentially this is the end of the month, the monthly. I was going to say experiment, but I've this is my second time doing it and it doesn't feel like experimenting because I repeated it because it was so lovely last time. So it's just a thing. Yeah, it's not an experiment, it's just a fun thing. But this, our last night of the doing it badly theme, I wanted to start with the maybe list making. Um, but I also think journaling because like so many things I think I know what it is and then I start writing about it and I find out what I really think it is or what I don't know about it. Um so I'm going to say yeah, I'm going to say we'll start with journaling and then we're going to do a little list making after. But the topic, and I'm so pleased to tell you I'm home again, which means that I can also like play us some music. We can have a nice time with that. So while I play some music, the topic of your journaling is bad ideas. So what I want you to take some time to talk to yourself in, stream of consciousness. Just continue writing because it's only a short time. So pouring ideas onto the page, pouring thoughts and words onto the page about what it is to have a bad idea. And we'll just start there. Okay? Wordless song coming at you, just so you have some space for that. Okay, so we did some journaling. My first question for you is because I was very broad, but bad ideas. I didn't say in what domain of life. I'm very curious. What were you writing about? Were you writing about bad ideas in the most general sense, or were you applying it directly to creativity and making comics? Or was it like something from your life? What, like, yeah, if there's anything you'd like to share. I'm just curious, where'd your mind go? It could be it could be in the chat, it could be speaking. Deanna says general and random and life and relationships. Yeah, that's pretty broad. Oh, Spencer, yeah. Do you want to speak?
Yeah, I was just like, I kind of wrote about just general bad ideas and then like kind of reflecting on like bad ideas often don't seem like bad ideas. It's more like the results of the bad ideas. So I'm like, there's like this contemplation, like bad ideas don't often. And then I was gonna like go through my bad ideas. and,
Hmm.
and that's kind of where I left off. So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, it's very good to hear. A couple of those things are very interesting to me, including this list idea, because I did tell you earlier that we were going to do a bit of listing. Um, I just wanted to check in with some of the other things in the chat before I bridge between Spencer's thoughts and where I want to go. Jackie says they wrote broadly to empty their brain. Not bad ideas at all. Oh, sorry, Jackie, are you saying that you weren't writing on topic? You were just free writing? Yeah, okay, cool. Beatrice says, I differentiated in my journal between creative bad ideas and bad decisions in life. Yeah, cool. It's good to have like a little bit of, let's say a little bit of focus sometimes. Deanna, you got a hand?
Yeah, I kind of started by saying to me, bad ideas are in the same bucket as things that seemed like a good idea at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was like my starting point, and then kind of went to listing different fiascos in my life.
Well, then yeah, you and Spencer ahead of the curve here. Yeah, I'm gonna say let's list, but it doesn't have to be specific to your life or to your creative bad ideas. You could jumble them all together, or you could choose where you want to focus. I'm not going to direct that, but I'm going to say just a minute here. Like, I'm not going to put music back on. Let's just like take a minute and list some bad ideas. I'm also going to say, if you want to, none of this has to be from your life or experience. But if you want to just try to come up with some bad ideas right now, go for it. Okay. There's gonna be like a minute or two of quiet for that one. And Priyanka, I saw your message. Don't worry about it. Drawing is good. Drawing is a good form of journaling. You've probably got at least one or two on your list right now. So as we often do, we're gonna just pick one. So from your list or from your imagination or anywhere, picking a bad idea. I think Spencer was the one that said, sorry, this is my like post-travel still tired brain. Spencer was the one that said like the bad ideas, you didn't know they were a bad idea until the results came around. Yeah. And I want to explore that. That's actually exactly where I was already thinking we would go, is like, let's look at the outcomes and play around there to examine a bad idea, to explore or, get creative with a bad idea. So you're just going to pick one of these bad ideas that was had. We can depersonalize it. You didn't have it. The bad idea was had. And draw that bad idea into a panel in the center of your page. Center is important. Leave space above, to the side, and below it. And if you need to capture it, not just in like one panel, if you need like 2 or 3 to sort of like set it up and make it clear, that's fine. I'm going to give you another bit of song to just play with. Maybe this time we'll have words. But at the point that you are tempted to draw the results of this bad idea, stop there. Okay? That's clear. Like, especially if this is something that actually did happen in your life, stop before you say the outcome of the bad idea. Got it. You know what happened. You're gonna get to draw it, just not quite yet. Okay. Okay. I'll type it into the chat as well, but I just wanna say it again for Deanna there. It's no problem. We're gonna pick one of the ideas that we decided was bad. Can be from the list if you want. It can be from your imagination. It can be from your life. Doesn't matter. Just choosing one of those bad ideas. And in the center of your page, you're going to draw that bad idea without drawing the outcome of the bad idea. So it's like, if you can, draw the moment the idea is being formed before we get to know what happens from the idea being enacted. I hope that was clear. I feel like I'm going like word by word in my brain today. I can usually think in whole sentences, but that's not quite available at the moment. I'm really thinking next week it will be. I'm excited for this. I'm excited to feel kind of normal again. Fingers crossed. Since I was traveling and my sleep is so hard for me anyway, it was super messed up while traveling, and I'm just like, the whole week my only priority is normal sleep schedule. It's going to be the big project. Normal sleep. But yeah, I'll be back next week. I'm going to type in the chat now, but also give you some time with some music, and you're just drawing like maybe one drawing or maybe two or three to like get the idea across. The outcome is where you're going to stop. Okay. All right. Okay. Do you have your idea, drawn in its idea form? You have a lot of space around it on the page. I am going to challenge you by giving you a big number of things to draw here. We are going to draw a little panel or two. Can be super fast. And if you prefer to just write it out, that'll work as well. But we are going to draw at least 5 different outcomes for this idea. But they're like alternate universe outcomes, okay? So they're not outcomes that would happen in a sequence. Like if you really went and executed this idea right now, they would all happen one after the other. No, I mean, like, it's like, if you want, you can split the page even just to show that these are separate things. But this bad idea happens, and then here's one outcome. And then it's like you scramble back to the beginning, start again at the bad idea, and give a second outcome. Scramble, erase back to the beginning. Third idea, same idea, third outcome. So we're going to have at least 5. That's what I meant by a big number. I don't usually ask you to do 5 of anything. But this is going to take a minute. You're not going to have that much time because this is still a pretty short class. But yeah, I'm gonna play some more dopey, fun, wild, awesome, and also probably chill music because I'm trying to give you a bit of a, I don't know, just like a creative shakeup. So if the music kind of like jumps around, that's what I'm doing. And I'm also tired, remember? So it might make sense just because I don't make sense right now. But you're gonna have like 15-ish minutes. And so that's why I said at least 5, because for some of you, it's going to feel like so hard to get to 5 in 15 minutes. And for some of you, it's going to feel like you can just keep going forever. So however many you want to, go ahead. I just really want you to try for 5. That's that's the floor. There's no ceiling, but 5 different outcomes, okay? Anyone unclear? I'll type it out again. It might take me a minute because I'm slow with words. Yes, Deanna.
So
What's
will you
up?
draw all 5 on the same page?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's very non-linear, so you have freedom to draw it wherever it fits on that page. Sweet. Yeah, And as per usual, if something sparks you and you have to change the format or whatever, go for it. But this is where we're starting. Minimum 5 outcomes, 15 minutes ish. And here comes some great music. How's it going? Good. Do you want another minute? Because next I'm going to be like, tell us your ideas, show us what you learned. Oh, I see. I've seen 2 people like nod their heads. Does that mean, wait, thumbs up if you're like ready to continue, and hold up one finger if you want another minute. There are thumbs. There's 1 more minute. Okay. Yeah, I know. It's always a mix. It's always a mix. But here's the thing is that even if you aren't totally like done or ready, you can both keep drawing while we're talking, and you can always keep drawing later. But yeah, I'm just curious what you drew, what you found. What was your scenario? If anyone would be comfortable sharing with us, like, where did they start, and then what are like a couple of the ideas, a couple of the outcomes, then that would be really fun. Spencer, yes, thank you.
Okay, so this is kind of based on one time, but it's also maybe a combination of like, I used to work at a strip club, and very often I would decide to go out after and like just like randomly being like, all right, that sounds fun. And often there was not, or it's just, yeah. So this is me and someone asking me to go party, right? And there I am in front of the car. And these are the outcomes. This is me just going back to bed. This is a party. This is cars crashing. This was a the police ended up chasing the car at one time I was with, because the guys had a warrant. So that was like not, and then I ended up getting driven home. But so that was one of them. And then this was just having like having the 2 people. So I just came up with some, yeah. I didn't get too dark, but yeah. That was kind of where I went today. So yeah.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, it's funny because all of your outcomes were all just like things that happened at different instances when the same idea came up over and over and over again, which is totally fascinating. I hadn't considered that because like it tends to be when you have an idea and then you see the results. If you don't like it, then you like change the situation. But it seems like you had lots of opportunities to have the same bad idea. And actually, some of the outcomes are fine. Some of them are completely fine, which is to say, like, maybe that idea in itself isn't bad, but it's like the situation matters. The moment matters. This is one of the things that I was hoping to get from today, is recognizing like a bad idea can't really be separated from where it lives, like that moment that it's happening. Even if the idea could be described as the same at a different moment, it's at a different moment. So bad or good is going to be a different judgment or a different outcome. You never know. I'm very curious if anyone else had either a similar experience or totally different one. Like, let's keep bouncing stuff around. What did you? Yeah, Jackie, go ahead.
So my initial scenario was based on real life. My housemate and I left the house to go to Shoppers Drug Mart a night last week, and the sidewalks were like ice. And I was like, oh, I don't think we can do this. And then a streetcar was just coming up, but we had to run to catch it. So my husband was like, let's run. And I was like, should we? And they were already gone. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, and we got there, no disasters. But yeah, so some of the scenarios that I had that could have happened were like, we both fall on our butts laughing. We easily slide right exactly where we need to go. We just get there.
Good. Yeah.
There's we have such a hard time that we miss the streetcar. Someone breaks a leg, someone slides into traffic. Our legs spin and we can't even move at all, like a cartoon character.
Cartoon style. Yeah.
And a big bear, a big teddy bear carries us. So
Aw.
these are those pictures.
That's really sweet. The teddy bear one feels good.
Look at the bear.
Yeah, it's really good. Little guy. Amazing. Yeah, there's there's a real variety of possibilities, especially with imagination involved. Thanks, Jackie. That's awesome.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah. And yeah, does anyone else want to share theirs? So we have a little more just a little more possibility in the room. I think Deanna's putting hers into the chat now. Do you wanna come up and explain yours in voice now that we can take a look at the images, Deanna?
Yeah, mine was when someone asked, hey, do you mind giving me your number?
Uh-huh.
5 different outcomes. Sorry, I'm looking at them myself, loading them. One was jet, like just take off with an obvious
Yeah.
yes, you know. One was a wordless reply of the finger. One was just to melt, like obviously, like and be very obviously flattered. Another was just act clueless and slide out because we were in a museum, like in a art gallery. And then the other was to lie and act mortified, and it says, oh, my boyfriend would kill me. Which I didn't have a boyfriend, so that was the lie.
Sure.
And that's it.
Yeah. No, those are all fantastic. And also a scenario like that is one where a lot of us have those kind of replies like sitting in our brain somewhere for exactly this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, what are the things that I would say if I feel uncomfortable or unsafe or whatever it is, just to get out of there. I love the melt drawing too. Jackie just put that in the chat. Yeah, actually hilariously had like a person I think was, not exactly hitting on me, but like was like flirting with me perhaps when my friend was present. And then this person walked away and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go for that. I feel like it was available, but I don't think I'm interested. And my friend was like, it never occurred to me not to flirt back. I don't have any other response. When someone starts flirting with me, I just automatically start flirting. And I was like, how do you live? You need those contingency plans. You need the like what do I feel comfortable saying, or what's going to help me just like stop thinking about this and disengage. I've always got like 5 of those in my back pocket.
Mine was like inspired by when we did our list. I think it was I've already lost not heeding the red flags. So like it was a real thing that happened, and I can't remember if it was supposed to be or not, but like when he asked me for my number, like he was so excited, like it was creepy. And he was older than me, and it was like, and I just remember thinking like I just met him 5 minutes ago. That's awful fast, you know what I mean? And like I had all these mixed feelings, but it was so fast. And then that's how the whole thing went. Fast. Yeah. It was bad situation. But it's like he would become like this crazy texter and all that. So it's like, oh my
you
God,
can imagine.
I see how much just sheer phone juice did he use up, like, if I just said no to that one time, but I don't know. But it was just like weird. He was just creepy. But I had some of these feelings. You know what I mean? Like I was flattered, and part of me wanted to say fuck you, part of me wanted to lie because I didn't know what to do, part of me just wanted to run out, part of me just wanted to act stupid.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, I feel like this is highly relatable. This is a highly relatable situation. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Oh, Spencer has more, yeah.
There used to be a number, I don't know if it still exists, the number you could give people as a blow off number. And if you called it, it would say, the person that gave you this number wants nothing to do with you.
Oh my God.
And there was also a trick I used to do because people would ask me for my number when I was working at the club, and I would take their number and make sure to save it as do not answer or like another code. So I would just always, so they would get the hint. Yeah, those are my tricks.
Yeah. Yeah, gotta have those tricks. Gotta have stuff up your sleeve. That's amazing. Yeah, I love the blow off number thing. I don't know if that still exists, but it's awesome. Okay, well, if you guys are up for it, I'm gonna give you two options because on the one hand, I'm very sleepy. And I kind of want to go to bed sooner than the end of the 1.5 hours, like we did last week, where I got to an hour and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not quite there today, but I'm still kind of like, oh yeah, I could just get in bed. The other option is what I was going to have you do is take one of these outcomes and put that outcome as the center of another page and then start drawing at least 5 outcomes to that scenario continuing, because it's not so much about bad ideas anymore as it is about looking at the outcomes and choosing one of them to play with and then imagining how that might lead to other things. The way that ideas lead to things, also actions and results, the results lead to things. Like what I was thinking of especially was in Jackie's outcomes, there was like, you know, someone breaks a leg and my brain went, oh my God, that would be awful. And then I was like, okay, but what if you started with a leg being broken? What are some things that could come from that? And started to realize that I had prejudged the situation. Other than identifying that it would be painful, I had prejudged the situation as just like being an obviously bad one. And something like, I don't know, Deanna, like in your situation, like the scenario where you melt seems like the nicest one, because it's like, oh, someone asked for your number and you melt, like what a lovely thing. But then you're also talking about what comes after that sometimes, which can go totally the opposite way, where you don't feel those melty feelings anymore. You actually feel really irritated or harassed or creeped or whatever. Like nothing is the final word. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the broad idea. Just being in a sleepy mood, I was like, do you want to keep going? Do you want to draw some more? I'd be happy to play DJ for another 15 minutes. How do you guys feel? Deanna?
So we take one of these reactions or whatever, and then we start we do another 5 or
Yeah, another 5 from that thing. So that thing can go onto a new page and be in the center, and then we just repeat what we did.
I got you.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys want to go, let's go. I certainly, I have more at the end of class, which is more to do with what we're doing next, because in my hectic January and crazy sleep patterns, I haven't had enough time to plan. So I would love to stick around at least to get your input on that. But yeah, I'm just gonna play some music and let you play with that idea. And then when we come back, I'm gonna ask for your input after our share. Yeah, okay, enjoy. Oh, and my audio might get bad because my phone's totally gonna die. So you'll just have my bad webcam audio. It's just shitty quality, but it's not, you can still understand me as far as I know. So just a heads up. All right, I'm not gonna let that keep playing. Such a good song, but still, we're not going to be here forever tonight. So I wanted to give us some time to just see if like anything interesting happened there? Um, yeah, I mean, I'll ask you that first, and then I'll tell you my thoughts. I always have thoughts. Anyone want to share anything? It's funny because Spencer's photo when he's on screen is a little raccoon raising his hand. So I'm just like constantly kind of thinking that there's someone there. Being like me. It's great.
I can share mine. It's not as it's a younger aged one.
Yeah,
So
cool.
it's kind of, it actually happened. So so here you can see in the middle, this is the first page. This is me putting dish soap into the dishwasher.
Yeah.
So I was like maybe 11. So like my choices about what could have happened were like what I wanted to happen, which is that I would get done doing the stupid dishes so I could go outside.
Uh-huh.
I think that one as like playing on the swings. And then what kind of actually happened is sort of this overflow situation that filled up the whole kitchen, but then like that was kind of where it ended. We like caught it, whatever. But so like my what I imagined could happen is that it would like fill up the whole kitchen and then it would go into the living room and like short circuit the TV. So that's the next page.
Whoa.
And I didn't get to ink that one, but of course, so the first one, this one right here is like my dad freaking out because the TV broke.
Uh-huh.
And then there's like me in the background going, holy shit. And then
Yeah.
here's another one that could have happened, which is me sliding down the stairs on the bubbles
That sounds
from the
amazing.
dishwasher. It's really hard to see because it's pencil.
It's just a pencil, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, and then here's like me going out the front door. I was wearing my like fuzzy bear slippers, so you can see like the bare feet. Like not the bear anyway.
Yeah.
And then okay, so this one's even more less inky, less done. But that was just like as if it like what if the bubbles like totally went out into the street and I just floated all the way down the street like on the bubbles. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember like there's this kid's book about a bear and he makes some popcorn when his parents aren't home and like it like pops and
Spencer
pops
must-
and pops and pops and it fills the whole house and like they open it and he was anyway, it's kind of like that vibe as if
That's
the
incredible.
bubbles filled the whole house and nobody got mad, but it was like a big bubble adventure. Okay, so that's that.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love it. That's beautiful. Thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to open the floor for sharing, but like I'm just so excited and inspired to also talk about the utility of this in comics writing. Oh, Spencer, yeah, please.
I decided to do a different decision, like, and my decision of like going to university and not taking a break. And this is I represented myself as a monkey with this one.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so the monkey is deciding like what to do after high school, and that's just like very confused monkey. And and all the options and the pressure and what to do, and yeah, that was
I'm so cute. Yeah, this is a good. I mean, I love it when people represent themselves in any way that is not very direct. I always represent myself directly. It's what I'm most comfortable with, but it just delights me to no end when there's like, here's me as a blank. Love it. Awesome. Okay, well, now I thought I would let you in a little bit on how this is kind of just, this is what writing is often. When it comes to not just recounting things that happened, but deciding on some fictional tale to tell for whatever purpose you have. Um, it is actually just playing out different scenarios and then choosing the one that serves the purpose of the story the best. Not the one that is the happiest, unless your story is about being happy, unless the purpose of the story is to talk about happiness. It doesn't have to be dreadful, although so many of our stories are conflict oriented, or you know, you need some conflict or some risk for there to be a story. If the purpose of the story has a message to tell about that, then like playing out scenarios and seeing which one gives you that purpose, like that's a huge part of the writing process. But I think a lot of us get stopped from writing because we either blanket just don't believe that we have any good ideas, or every time we have an idea, we tell ourselves that that idea specifically is a bad one. So we never even get to the place where we're actually trying it out in different scenarios. We're trying out different outcomes and then seeing where it leads. We just sort of have an idea and then get really self-critical and say it's bad. So we were just starting with the concept that we already know it's a bad idea. And then still playing it out, still looking for different outcomes, looking for lots of outcomes so that you aren't confined to what seems most plausible. And many of you did that, like explored into the realm of fantasy. There was a teddy bear carrying Jackie and their roommate. There was the bubbles carrying Jen down the street. There's, for some reason, I I think it's very funny and wonderful how specific your idea was, Jen, that the bubbles might have gone into the living room and like broken the television. Like of all the things that the bubbles would wreck, you were like, that's one thing that was on my mind that could have happened. um, which is just interesting. All of our brains are so different. So all of it, it's just, this is like, if we can get a little bit of space between having the idea and judging it to be bad, a little bit of space in which we can actually play with, like, well, if that happened, then what would come next? Then we're writing, we're in there. And if starting with the judgment that it's bad can give you the space to do that, then that's good too. A bad idea can turn into a good one, or a bad idea can turn into a good story. I'm sure you all have ideas, or sorry, I'm sure you all have good stories that involve at least one bad idea. Right? Yeah. It's pretty cool. I say this with no pleasure for any suffering you may have endured in these stories, but just to say, you know, bad ideas can sometimes lead to, well, very unexpected things. And so can good ideas, you know? There are lots of good ideas that have led people to total misery. So it's not really the idea's fault in the end. Ooh, Deanna's putting things into the chat. Would you like to tell us about your drawings, Deanna?
Sort of. I forgot I was supposed to use a pencil. I was doing, I'm not good with people, so I forgot I just had a pen. That's probably why. But
Go with
it
whatever
took
you.
me like a while to get the girl in the middle the same-ish, and I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
That's close enough. Let's see. One of the outcomes is I was trying to draw a phone, but for some reason that was not going very well. It was like blowing up my phone. And then I put 24/7. So I started to put like the days. And then like day 3, there was at least 13 paintings. So that's like little paintings. Then let's see, day many snoring on the couch. though there was a day that I wasn't expecting to be there, but I couldn't get my face right. So I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Day 3, oh my God, I love that too. And that, I love you. Like that was another zillion red flags. He loved everything I loved. If I said I liked avocados, he loved avocados his whole life. You know, everything. It was maybe like 11 in a row too. It was like kind of weird.
Okay.
It was like, whoa. So then like day 7, that's him like sitting outside my door with a McDonald's bag, texting me, and he's thinking, where is she? And then day 11, just move in with me. And I tried to draw a courthouse. So that's me. I was
Yeah.
drawing me
effective.
running to it because I actually ran to it, but
Yeah.
I couldn't figure that out. So I just put day 30 many cents because I couldn't remember how many times I've had to go. But
Yeah. That's
and
wild.
I've been actually like exploring a comic about narcissism, like narcissists that's like funny in a like good way, if that makes any sense. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so it wasn't like painful to do or something, you know what I mean? But that's probably
Yeah.
what came to my mind.
Yeah. No, that's, I mean, I'm glad you just explored what you wanted to. Whatever like speaks to you or you want to say. That's perfect. And these drawings, yeah, they're great. He's very, I don't know, he's very cartoonish in a way that all this behavior sounds cartoonish as well. Not in a
Oh yeah.
positive way. But yeah, it's really extreme. It's really like, whoa, what a caricature of someone obsessed. Like, eesh. So it actually works really well. You have
Yeah,
this
true.
person with like, yeah, like very clear that it's him in each panel, the little fluff of hair and the glasses, like, oh,
Yeah, the glasses, like it stood out when we were doing the other one because his glasses always got on my nerves, like since I met him. And that
interesting.
was like they just sort of just like, you know what I mean? And so that was like a red flag, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
uh,
I think your irritation is a red flag. That's how I feel about like if someone's irritating me, it doesn't even have to be for like a good reason. That's just a good, indicator there's not like a smooth attraction.
Yeah.
At least at first, people get on your nerves over time when you love them already. But oh man, what a way to start.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, I mean that's an exercise, like I said, you guys can repeat as often as you like for the purposes of writing a story, because that's what writing a story often is, especially if you're having to make it up, or you're having to decide, what if my character does this? What will then happen? Or what could then happen? And going beyond the most probable things into just whatever works best, whatever tells your story the best way, whether it's real or not. Before we go tonight, though, I want to ask you what topic we should cover in February. Since February is right around the freaking corner. It's not tomorrow anymore, thankfully. It's the next day. But yeah, I mean, I was thinking about, there are some classes that I taught last year that I would like to teach again because I'd like to improve them. But there's not that many. I mean, I'll do them again because they were fun, but I'm curious if there's anything that anyone here would really like to tackle in Tuesday classes next month, because that might inspire me too. And it might be exciting for other people in the class if there's something that you want. And if nothing comes to mind, I will make something up eventually. But just if there is anyone who has a thought about what we could learn next, that would be helpful. Oh, interesting. Deanna said dialogue. Yeah, layout is definitely happening again for sure. I did layout in March last year, and I just have so many more thoughts about layout. I know I can do it again with a lot of new exercises and new ideas. And Deanna says how to make a big long story short enough for a comic and what parts to, yeah, like, okay, that's interesting. That feels like, Deanna, you'd never have to worry about making a story relatable ever. You never have to think about that. Like specifically you never have to think about that, but also just it's not a thing you need to think about. Like if the story works for you, that's enough. There will be people who relate to it. And you specifically have never told a story in class that I didn't find relatable. So don't worry about it. Okay, ways to show the passing of time visually is very interesting. Because yeah, that's a good topic. That one's a bit like, I think, harder in the sense that it seems specific to the story you're telling, but I don't know if it is. It actually could be that, there's lots of different like little tools, essentially, tools of the craft that could be employed. So, okay. Oh yeah, and stories without words. Yeah, Deanna, you were talking about wanting to do one like that. I think that's great. Thank you so much. Even just these few are like, yeah, we can do it. We can definitely do that. So fun. So fun to teach. Okay, well, we're really officially at our hour and a half. I'm so proud of us. We made it all the way through 90 minutes. I'm gonna go put clean sheets on my bed and then sleep in it.
I just have a question.
Yeah, sure,
about
Spencer.
The subscription,
Yeah.
like, yeah. So how much is it? Like, I don't
Oh
understand.
yeah, it's $65 a month Canadian. With the taxes, it'll be a little bit more, but it's the kind of thing I'm still figuring out because I'm still putting my new website together for it to exist on. But if you need to pay less than that amount, then you just email me and we'll work it out.
Okay, because I'm on disability, so I don't.
Yeah, disability sucks.
Oh,
I know, I fully understand that.
okay.
And like,
'Cause I'm really
when I say
enjoying
this,
this.
good, yeah, yeah.
Budget
And
is
when I say just email me, like I do mean, it's email me, like just tell me how much you can pay. It's not email me and we'll like talk about your situation. Like I don't care why you want to pay less. Just tell me what is sustainable. Yeah. Like why is not my business. So you just let me know. Yeah, not to mention that I'm specifically here for people who are having health issues, and so many of them are on disability, and that is a situation that I am all too familiar with. Yeah, truly don't worry about that. Yeah. Yeah, love to see you back in class. Cool. Well, yeah, let's get out of here. Let's go have our rest of our evenings. And because I didn't send my newsletter today, that means I'll send it tomorrow because I'm not doing it right now. I'm gonna go to bed. But when I send it tomorrow, I'll have a theme because you guys just gave me some ideas, and and if I don't tell the newsletter what the theme is, like no one's gonna show up to class next week. So anyway, it's a priority, but I'm gonna sleep on it. I'll see you then, probably. Yay! Bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye.
Thank you.
Yay! Bye for now.